Hello and welcome to another Google Hangout where we talk about the game that's just finished, Manchester United and QPR, and it's finished here 2-0 to Manchester United. They had to battle hard to win this game. It was not an easy match today, and Manchester United didn't play very well at all today. And going into this game, they played the 3-5-2 formation again, which a lot of people are not enjoying playing. I'm not too sure why Luke Shaw didn't play there. I don't know if it was through injury or not. Daley Blind come in for him, and Radamel Falcao come back in and played the full game. I've got again Joey to discuss the game and give me his thoughts on the game. Especially first half, it wasn't very good. We improved after the break, especially when we went to the 4-4-2 diamond. I don't know what your thoughts are on the game and how you feel it went.
That first half was absolutely dreadful. It was so boring. I almost fell asleep. It was just a lot of sideways and backwards passing. In our own half, there was no penetration. There was really, one clear-cut chance that Falcao wasn't able to convert. It went something like David De Gea, he's got the ball, passes it to Rojo. Rojo passes it to Evans, who passes it to Jones, and then they give it to Carrick, and then it recycles or goes the other way. It was just really terrible. And then once the formation switch changed, it was like all of a sudden they woke up and it was like, we have some quality on the pitch. We're a better team than this. Like, what are we doing? But and at the same time, it is almost like, are they playing this bad in this 3-5-2 formation because they don't like it and they think that, well, if we play this bad, we'll switch to a 4-4-2, which we're more comfortable with? Because that's almost what it seems like, because it was terrible. It was absolutely dreadful. And if you can see it and I can see it, surely Louis van Gaal can see it with all his preparation, that the 3-5-2, it just wasn't working, and it didn't work today.
Yeah, definitely. There was players, obviously Di Maria and Wayne Rooney were played out of their natural positions again, especially Di Maria. He looks better when he comes deeper, maybe in the number 10 role or out on either side. Certainly not as a striker anyway. I certainly wouldn't have him up there. And especially in the second half, Rooney was doing a lot of defensive work, which I personally think he's better, certainly further forward, whether it's in a number 10 role or as a striker. But obviously it's difficult to get all the players into the team. And obviously Juan Mata had to be sacrificed in the second half for Marouane Fellaini, who come on and actually made the difference. This is the problem that Louis van Gaal's got, because he's got a lot of players that can play in the number 10 role and further forward. And obviously this is what Manchester United are obviously paying him, to get the formation right and get the best starting 11 out there to get the best possible results. And in that second half, obviously, as I said, Marouane Fellaini did make a difference. And great to see James Wilson get on the score sheet there at the end when they were pushing to try and get the equaliser, and we caught him on the break, goalkeeper making the save, and then him putting in at the rebound. As we were saying before we come on air, that it's great to see James Wilson getting a chance, and maybe he can get a good partnership going with Radamel Falcao. If Falcao can actually start banging in the goals, because at the moment it's just still not happening for him in front of goal. But I'm still hopeful that now he's getting the chances that the goals will start coming.
Yeah, we were talking that, if Ivan Van Persie, who knows how long he's going to be out for, that Falcao and James Wilson could form a really good partnership, because I feel that Falcao lacks the pace that James Wilson brings, the ability to stretch that back line. And if Wilson could stretch that back line for Falcao and Falcao can feed off that, we might have a really good partnership on our hands. Like we were talking to, Di Maria in the number 10 role was absolutely fantastic, because he's able to pick the ball up. He can go wide still. He can go left or right, or he can dribble at defenders. When he has the ball, watching him turn is amazing. The way his hips move and the way he's able to go around defenders, it's absolutely brilliant. And we haven't seen something like that in a long time. Wayne Rooney did do a lot of defensive work, but I thought he was fantastic today, box to box. He was getting up and down. He was making some key interceptions, some key tackles, and I thought he had a pretty good game. Him and Barton seemed to be going at it a lot today, and we kind of talked about that in the preview. Barton would be a nuisance in the midfield, and I suggested Fellaini. Fellaini did come on and make a difference, but it was Wayne Rooney who was going at it with Barton, and I thought that was awesome. And I thought Marcus Rojo also had a fantastic game today with Bobby Zamora. I thought Marcus Rojo handled himself very well. You could see Zamora was trying to irritate him, and Rojo did pick up the yellow card, but I thought Rojo was fantastic in the air. He had a couple passes that were, a little shaky, but other than that, he did pretty well. When we went to the back four, though, I wanted to comment on your thoughts too with Daley Blind. It seemed like he got caught out of position a few times, and the only thing in this diamond that I worry about is if you play a team that has some really good wide players, you can get punished. Wayne Rooney was to the left of the diamond, and he wasn't really going out to the touchline, and he was kind of leaving Daley Blind with some 2-on-1s. And you saw them come up that side a few times and put in some crosses. So that was something you got to worry about with the diamond is our width. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes forward. If I were him, I would start almost the same exact team against Cambridge next Friday.
Yeah, it depends whether he's going to stick with where he's going to stick playing Daley Blind, because obviously at the moment I don't know what the problem is with Luke Shaw, and obviously Ashley Young's out for about another 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. Maybe Luke Shaw will come in against Cambridge. I'm really not sure. I'm presuming that a few players will be changed for the next week's game against Cambridge, but I would definitely keep the 4-4-2 diamond formation. It definitely works a lot better than the 3-5-2 formation, and hopefully James Wilson will get his chance against Cambridge, as that should be an easier game than this game, although obviously they're going to be really up for it, but still wasn't a very great performance away from home. We still haven't really took an away performance by the scruff of the neck, but it looks as though he did change it in the second half. Maybe he will just change the formation if it's not working. We've seen a few weeks ago when Paddy McNair was having a really bad game. He's not shy in bringing players off and changing things if it doesn't go to plan. So hopefully he will see this and change it up for the next game. I don't know if you've got any other thoughts on the match today you want to talk about.
No, I was just thinking about something. So, I don't think he plays the diamond because I don't think he trusts the center backs. I think he trusts Rojo, but I think Rojo was more brought into out of a back three. So I like Rojo. I think he could become a really good player if he gets a few games and he gets used to the Premier League. But I think it's that other center back. I don't think he trusts the likes of Phil Jones, Johnny Evans, or Chris Smalling. And I think that's why. When we played the diamond against Leicester, we gave up 5 goals. That's not very convincing. So I think that's why he doesn't play the diamond. I don't mind playing the 3-5-2 on the road counterattacking because we've seen it work against Southampton and we've seen it work against Arsenal. They weren't the best performances, but we got the wins. But today, my man of the match was Fellaini. He came on, scored a goal. Thought he played pretty well. I wanted to know your man of the match, but I did give an honorable mention to Marcus Rojo because I thought he was pretty good today.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I'd probably have to agree with you on the Fellaini one because he did change the game. I thought, obviously, as you said, Wayne Rooney was good again today, and Marcus Rojo was good. Also, David De Gea had a decent game in goal, saved everything that come his way again, and it's been a real godsend to us this season. As you were saying there about he doesn't trust the defenders, I was a bit surprised when Phil Jones took the corners today.
Yeah.
He doesn't normally take corners. I'm not really sure what was going on there. I don't know if you've got any thoughts on that.
I don't know because he's definitely better in the air than he is at taking corners. So I have no idea what the logic is in that. I don't even know how that would even start in training. Like, hey Phil, why don't you take a corner? We have way better players that have more quality of crossing the ball than Phil Jones. So that's an interesting one. That.
Yeah, sometimes though some taller. He's quite tall, so it would be better to have him in the box. But in the past, I've seen some tall players take the corners. Van Persie. I know Rooney's not very tall, but often he takes a lot of the corners as well. But I was a bit surprised because I think Phil Jones is well over 6 foot, so it's better to have him in there to try and nick on a header or something and nick on a goal or something in the box. But maybe they've worked on it in training this week. I'm not too sure. and maybe we see something else different in the Cambridge game. We don't usually keep the same team for 2 games running. Um, Also, I was a bit surprised that it was Johnny Evans that got taken off when James Wilson come on. I was actually expecting it probably to be Radamel Falcao, and I was watching a lot of comments on the internet, and a lot of fans thought it was probably going to be Radamel Falcao. I don't know if it was an injury from Johnny Evans, but obviously I'm not a big fan of Johnny Evans, and he hasn't been very good this season at all. I don't know if your thoughts on any of that.
I think the commentary I was watching said that Johnny Evans picked up a knock, but I can't be 100% certain on that. But you could tell with the system change that a center back was coming off because he went to the diamond, and I'm really happy he kept Falcao on because Falcao could have had a hat trick today. Get this guy playing. I know he had his string of games, but that was in the 3-5-2. Let's see him in the diamond, which creates multiple offensive chances. It creates a lot of chances, especially with Di Maria back. Let these players play. Play the same team against Cambridge and see what happens. Obviously, it's lower opposition, but if you put 4 or 5 goals on the board, you're going to build some confidence, and then you go into the next game, which is Burnley at home. And you could if you win that one, and then we get this thing rolling. Like we said, the next 7 games are winnable. Arsenal are playing City tomorrow at the Etihad, so don't be surprised if City pick up all 3 points and do us a favor. It's we got to get some rhythm going and some confidence going into these next 7 games, and we really need to get this top 4 because if we don't get top 4, we're in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. As I said before, it'd be great to get a settled team out there now that mostly every player's fit. Still, as it looks, Johnny Evans looks like we're still novel at the moment. What's happened with Luke Shaw? I presume there will be some changes for this cup game, and whether he sticks with the 3-5-2 formation or the 4-4-2 diamond, we'll have to wait and see. But we can come back and discuss the game for the Cambridge game later on in the week. I don't know if you've got anything else to say before we close it up.
No, just everyone have a good weekend. Comment, like, subscribe. Get at us on Twitter. Let us know what you think. Do you think the 3-5-2 is done for? Do you think he'll go with a back 4 from now on? And would you like to see? What do you think about Falcao Wilson up top partnership?
Yeah, definitely. It looks like it could work. Could be a great partnership if Falcao can regain his best form with James Wilson's pace there. And obviously with Van Persie coming to the end of his career with his age and his fitness problems. Yeah, please do comment, like and subscribe on the video, and follow us both on Twitter, and check out Joey's channel as well. And we will be back again later on in the week to discuss the Cambridge game. Right, thanks guys.